Welcome everyone. We're going to wait a few more minutes to start our webinar. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll wait 2 more minutes. Thanks again for being here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm Suri Deitch, and I'm Dean of the School of Professional Advancement. And I'm here with my colleague, Sheila Gold, who is Executive Director of Recruitment and Admissions, and our colleague, Ann Conlon, who's behind the scenes running the slides. And we're so excited to welcome you to this webinar about undergraduate programs at the School of Professional Advancement. So, and you can see Anne just put a note in the chat at the bottom. If for those of you who are not familiar with Zoom, which is fewer and fewer people these days, the main way we'll communicate is through the chat box at the bottom of the screen, and feel free to ask questions at any point. But we'll also make sure to take time so that you can ask questions out loud if you want to. And if you're able to turn on your video, that's great. You know, it's always nicer to see people, but we understand if you can't. And sometimes people have been on Zoom for like 10 hours straight, which is kind of how it's feeling for me at the moment, and are just like, I can't be seen anymore. So, so again, I'm Suri, and I'm the Dean of the school. And I come to these webinars because I'm really passionate about the educational opportunities that the School of Professional Advancement, or SOPA, as we refer to it, offers, and really excited to talk to you about what we have, and you know, to help you along as you are on your educational journey and thinking about your next steps. So, you know, it's a challenging time for all of us. It's a challenging time health-wise and economically. There's huge upheaval in our society. And at the same time, I think there's a lot of hope and opportunities. And one of the ways that you can demonstrate your hope and position yourself for being able to take advantage of the possibilities going forward is by going back to school. So whether you're in your senior year of high school or haven't set foot in a classroom in decades, we have programs that we think could be a great fit for you. SOPA itself is highly responsive and flexible, but also at the same time has the authority and the resources of Tulane behind it. It's a special school. As you can see on the slide in front of you, Tulane itself is really unusual as an elite private research institution for having started to offer applied programs for working adults as long ago as the 1880s. And even arguably with the founding of Tulane in 1834, Tulane was created as a medical college to fight tropical disease, which is, for better or for worse, right, just as relevant today as it was then. And the university is playing just as big a role today as it was then. And so as you are considering your next steps educationally, we are a great option. And we're really excited to get the chance to tell you a little bit about what that means this evening. So I'm going to talk first about a few different areas. These are the things that we think make us highly competitive in the higher education realm, whether you live in New Orleans, which most of you do, or in other parts of the United States, where we have undergraduates all around the US, people who are finishing bachelor's degrees, people who are coming back for certificate programs after having earned a bachelor's degree or as part of earning a bachelor's degree. We always talk about our depth in online. We talk about our programs and faculty, of course, the ways in which we support students, our affordability and our flexibility, and of course, the fact that we are Tulane and all of that brings. So on the next couple slides, I'm going to talk in particular about online education because well, number one, we do it really well and we have a lot of experience with it. Number two, the world that we're in, any university that you look at, even if you want to take every single class on campus, any university you look at has to have the capacity to teach online effectively. It's absolutely crucial. And so at the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of institutions were forced to go online and may or may not have been ready, and we were. So the model we use for teaching online combines synchronous and asynchronous meetings. Synchronous means everyone is on at the same time, like we are right now. And asynchronous means everyone's doing their work on their own time. It's hugely interactive with a lot of different kinds of media. It takes full advantage of being able to use video and text and websites and the news media and all those kinds of things, along with traditional textbook learning. And it allows you to actually connect with other students in a way that can be hard if you have other obligations, family obligations or work obligations. It is arguably, I would say, a more intimate way to be educated, actually, because there's no such thing as sitting at the back of the classroom. And at SOPA in particular, we keep our classes really small. So our average online class is about 10 to 12 students. So you get to know your instructors really well, you get to know other students, and you also, like I said, you have an opportunity to bring in all kinds of special things that you couldn't get in a regular classroom. In the next slide, we just talk a little bit about the scale of online learning at SOPA, the fact that so many students take online classes with us. This is pre-pandemic. Now the number is more like, well, the number is well over 2,000 at this point. The programs that we offer, including bachelor's degree completion and certificate programs, and the fact that our faculty are trained to teach online, and we have award-winning programs as a result. So the next slide shows the programs, and each of these program areas has its own webinars, and we're also happy to follow up with you about any particular program that you're interested in. So we offer full bachelor's degrees in all of the areas listed. We also offer bachelor's degree completion, which, like I said earlier, many of our students are doing from a distance, literally all over the United States. We have post-baccalaureate certificate programs in several different areas for people who earned a bachelor's degree but now want to expand their skill set or gain an additional certification, for example. And then we have what we call professional certificates, which are undergraduate certificates that don't require a bachelor's degree. I saw a question about dual enrollment, and we do have a dual enrollment program for high school students to take college courses at the same time as they're finishing up high school. And we can talk to you more about that. Our faculty are a mix of full-time faculty, many of whom have come from industry, but full-time faculty who are completely devoted to working with students and to mentoring and advising and teaching full-time. And then a lot of adjunct faculty who are working in industry now, or working in the field in various capacities, and who love to teach our students. And I apologize for my dog barking in the background. Hopefully someone in my family is going to do something about that. He's very large and his bark is very loud, but he's also very nice. So these are just 4 of our faculty members in different fields. The 2 on the left, Josh and Patricia, are part-time faculty, like I said, who work in industry. And the 2 on the right are people who, Tyra and Ralph, are people who came from industry to be on our full-time faculty. And Ralph leads our information technology programs. Tyra is on our kinesiology, health and wellness, and exercise science faculty. And they're just 4 representatives of people, a couple hundred people who love to teach our amazing, diverse student body. We also offer a range of academic and other kinds of support services. We are really proud of our academic advisement. Each student is assigned an academic advisor who works with you all the way through your educational path with us to make sure that you're taking the right classes at the right time, to help you figure out how to deal with challenges that might come up while you're in school. Like I said, our faculty are very committed to mentoring students, and that includes using their professional connections and networks to help students advance in their own careers. We also have a dedicated career advisor who is equally at home working with a 22-year-old, right, who doesn't have much of a work history, or someone who's been in the military for 20 years, or has otherwise gained a lot of work experience. And then, of course, like I said at the beginning, you have all the benefits of being part of the Tulane community for the rest of your career, for the rest of your life, and all of the privileges and rights that come along with that. In the next slide, we talk about an area called credit for prior learning, which allows you to earn up to 24 credits toward a bachelor's degree for work experience, volunteer experience, other military experience, for example. So in addition to allowing students to transfer in up to 60 credits toward a bachelor's degree, or as part of transferring in up to 60 credits, you have an opportunity to document your work and other life experience in ways that in what we call a portfolio that can be matched up to coursework. We have faculty who work with you throughout that process to do that documentation, and then who grade your portfolio and give you a grade and give you credit. And like I said, that can be up to 24 credits. I'm going to pass things off to Sheila, and I see a question from Abraham, and we're going to follow up with you separately, actually, because I just wrote a note to you welcoming you to the school. So we're going to follow up with you about your email address and registering for class. All right, Sheila.
Thanks, Suri. Welcome, everybody. I always thank everybody for joining our webinars. I know that these are often either at the end of the day or in the middle of the day, and everybody's super busy and a little bit off center with the way that things are in the world. So I appreciate people taking time to learn about our school that we love so much, and being with us for a few minutes so that we can tell you all of the great things that we have to offer to you. So one of the things that we're very intentional about at SOPA is understanding that for many of our students, school and other life commitments are things that are happening at the same time, and affordability is always something that students take into consideration. And so when you're working or you're raising a family or you have other life commitments, we know that time and money are resources that are limited. So for our undergraduates, our tuition per credit hour is $524 per credit. So what I always like to tell prospective students and new students is when students are looking at going back to school, oftentimes you're looking at more than one school. Please take into mind not only our tuition rate, but we intentionally keep our fees very low for our students. There is not a lot of additional fees built on to how much you're going to be paying for tuition. That is not always the case at other schools. So I like to let students know while they're making educated decisions to factor in fees. Our fees are very nominal. So the vast majority of what you will be paying is tuition. The majority of our students, vast majority, apply for financial aid. That process is done through filling out the FAFSA form, the Federal Form for Financial Aid. I encourage all students who are applying to start the FAFSA and financial aid application process at the same time that you're starting your application for admission. The financial aid process can take several weeks, so don't wait till the last minute to fill out that FAFSA form. We're also available to help you with that process, as well as we're always available to help students fill out our application. Students have several types of aid available to them to help them finance their education, federal grants and loans. We are a proud Yellow Ribbon Program school, so if you are a veteran, please ask us questions about how to access that program. We also have 20% tuition discounts for active duty military, K through 12 instructional staff and educators, in New Orleans area public employees. So if you're an Orleans Parish public employee, we offer tuition discounts as well. And then the slide prior to this, Suri talked about our credits for prior learning program. If you qualify for those credits, that is also a type of aid. So there is the possibility of students with life credit to be able to get 24 hours of class time and credits credited towards your degree. So that is quite the savings, 24 credits worth of savings. So we always like to mention that as well as an incentive to go through the portfolio process. So we are really excited to share with our prospective applicants that we have an early enrollment scholarship starting this semester and moving forward for students who apply to SOPA, get admitted, and register for classes. You are eligible for a $200 scholarship. Really, all you have to do is just register for your classes by these early dates. For those of you who are looking to start in the spring, which is our January start, if you register for classes by November 15th, we have a $200 scholarship that we will just credit to your account. For those of you who are looking to apply for summer, register by May 1st for the same discount. And for those of you who are really planning a year ahead, for the fall semester, if you register by June 1, $200 will be yours as well, automatically credited. So we hope that for those of you who are planners and you know that you want to go ahead and enroll, please take advantage of this. Our application process, we try to be very straightforward with. You can apply on our website at sopa.tulane.edu/apply. That address is at the bottom of this slide. You will start your application with signing on to the application portal, putting in your name and your email address, and completing the application. There is a $40 application fee. We will waive that as a thank you to you for attending this webinar tonight. In addition, we will need you to upload a current government ID. That could be a picture taken on your phone of either a current driver's license or passport. You can just upload the image. And we do need transcripts from either your high school, if you're just out of high school, or any undergraduate institution that you have attended before applying to Tulane. What I like to tell students is we are always available to answer questions. While we find our process straightforward, we do consider the application process the beginning of creating relationships with our students, which is our favorite part of working at Tulane. So reach out, either email us or call us, and we are happy to help walk you through this process and get to know you a little bit as we help you. All right, so our application deadlines for admission, if you're looking to start in January, is January 1. The summer deadline is May 15th, and August 1st for applicants who are interested in starting in a year from now. All right, those are our slides for this evening, but we certainly hope that we can answer any questions. Suri, I saw some questions being popped in, but I didn't have to read
so
them.
I've seen all the questions so far, and that's great. We'll follow up with all of you about those. And yeah, and we'll take a minute to see if anyone else has additional questions.
But also features waivers.
I saw the fee waiver, Suri. I can, the $40 fee waiver, once you apply, fill out your application for admission. When you submit your application, the very next step will be to pay your application fee, and we will have put your name already as an attendee in our system, and we will waive that automatically for you. What I like to tell students is if for some reason you don't see the fee automatically waived, from time to time that happens, not always, but sometimes, just email us. My email address is on the screen right now, and it takes about 30 seconds for me to waive your fee. I'm more than happy to do it, so don't be shy, but it should get automatically waived once you submit your application.
So Ms. Sheila, just to kind of cut the typing. So I've already applied, and I'm not sure if how the Zoom session goes. It's like you come to the session and then you apply, but I've already applied, so I think I technically already paid the $40.
I'm just making sure that I'm not on mute. That's great. I am going to go literally as soon as we get off the Zoom. I'm gonna see if you have already paid. I will refund the payment and just send you an email.
Okay.
Yeah, and thanks for jumping in there. I love it when people jump in, take themselves off mute. Thanks so much.
Ma'am, I'm guessing that signing up for classes for this semester is already passed, right?
No, it is, and we'll follow up with you. It is late to be signing up because you'll have missed a week of class, but we'll connect you with your advisor, and I think there's still opportunities to register for class. It's not too late, depending on the professor and what your plans are. We can often be flexible to get you in even after class has met already once.
And also, I already paid the $40 application fee. Does it just automatically get refunded?
Nope, but I will do that for you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for letting us know. Yep. Thank you.
Hi.
I
All right.
also have already applied. I had been in contact with the SOPA reps for teacher certification. I think it was Professor Milhams and his associate, and they were just waiting on my transcripts to come in to officially welcome me into the program. We already talked about how I might like be a little bit behind and have to like really work to like catch up.
Okay.
So I guess I was just here to kind of get more information to be welcomed into the program. I've already been in contact with, I think, the people I need to be in contact with. But yeah, so thanks for the info.
Okay, that's great. So we, are there other questions?
Yes, I have another question. So I'm currently at UNO. This is my senior year, finishing my bio degree, but I'm interested in the exercise science. Now, you said that only 60 credits can get transferred. How can that work with me still being able to get my bio degree and the exercise science?
So let us follow up with you about that. And it would involve, we need to look at your transcripts, right, and connect you with our advisors possibly, and figure out what makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
Great. But
So,
we're glad to have you here.
I did not see who that student was. Sorry, I'm sorry. My Zoom is only showing me a limited number of people.
Yeah, Kenya.
My the address that's on the screen right now, I'll be happy to make sure that we get you the information that you need. And I'm sorry I couldn't see your name.
I have a question.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, we can hear you, Geraldo.
Oh, they said I have an appointment tomorrow because I have a TBI from the service, and I need assistance like just setting up my GI Bill. So I really don't know where to start.
Okay. Good. So you guys have all come with great questions. So, all right. So we're following up. We're following up with Patrick, with Kenya, with Kenise, Geraldo about GI Bill, and with Abraham, if that's how you say it, about registering for this fall. Great. Anyone else? This is a very active group. We're glad to have you.
Just a quick question about the FAFSA. You guys accept Pell Grants or other scholarships, right?
Yes, absolutely. And most of our undergraduates, like Sheila said, are using some form of federal financial aid.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, great. So we have some good follow-up steps with you, and we're really excited. We're excited to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to be here this evening, and we look forward to being in touch. So have a good evening, everyone. All right. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.